Good morning and welcome to Monday's edition of Channel Sport This Morning. I'm Tayo Salam.
Good morning and welcome. I'm Cecilia Omogbe. Let's get started with the show. Of course, we're starting with table tennis. And it's not a good one for Team Nigeria as the women's event. The team event, the women will not be competing. But for the men, we will just have it because most of the players had to sponsor themselves to the tournament. And only 2 local players finally made it to Morocco. And the tournament is starting today.
All the best to Team Nigeria, Cecilia.
Yeah, definitely. Also on the show, well, Jose Mourinho. What really happened? I mean, they went to Stamford Bridge just for nothing. It was really humiliating for the man, Jose Mourinho, suffering his heaviest defeat by the team. He actually said they kind of came together to ensure that his last reign at Chelsea was a disaster. But these boys had to show him yesterday that, look, they are still very good.
Yeah, Cecilia, you asked the question, what happened? What happened was Manchester United decided to play the worst game on the very wrong day and a very wrong place as well too. So that's what happened, and that's why they lost that particular game. Also on the show, Cecilia, Sundowns. I mean, what do you say about Sundowns of South Africa? They're African champions. After not even qualifying for this tournament, the fairy tale has ended on a very perfect note after they lost against Zamalek 1-0 in Alexandria, but then the 3 goals they scored in the first leg was enough to see them become African champions. So congratulations to Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. They're the second side from SA now to have won the CAF Champions League after Orlando Pirates.
Yeah, of course, they had a second chance and they had to take it. And what happened at the end of the day, they got that victory they so wanted. Okay, now let's talk about Formula One. Lewis Hamiton, he won the Texas Grand Prix in the U.S. last night, overnight, I would say. Yeah, but then Rosberg had to finish second, so it seems the title is still very much in favor of Nico Rosberg. No matter what Lewis Hamilton is going to do now, as long as Rosberg finishes in the top 3, he would definitely win the title.
Yes, Cecilia, I mean, Lewis Hamilton was on fire all through the weekend in both the practice sessions as well as qualifying. Once he got pole, for the US Grand Prix, I knew it was going to be very difficult for Nico Rosberg to catch up with him, and that's exactly what happened. Very comfortable win for Lewis Hamilton on the day, but he didn't really have a choice, Cecilia. He had to win, or he would have just kissed his championship goodbye overnight. But he still has a chance now, Cecilia. Like you said, Rosberg surely is in the driving seat, but anything can happen. This is Formula One. Mechanical failures can happen. Rosberg could have a bad day in the next Grand Prix, and Hamilton could take advantage of it. So this one is far from over, Cecilia. It's far from over. 26 points difference. Between the 2 guys. I mean, those are the 2 contestants really for the Formula One Championship for 2016. Next Grand Prix, Cecilia, that'll be very key. That's on Sunday, October the 30th. That's the Mexican Grand Prix. So Lewis has got to make his move again, and let's see how Nico Rosberg responds to it.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, I think Nico Rosberg would definitely want to actually get his 10th title of the season at the Mexican Grand Prix. He has won 9 now, and usually when you've won 9 races in a season,
that's enough for you.
That's enough for you to actually win the title. Yeah. So if you look at the points, he's almost 331 points. Hamilton 306. Talked about the difference, which is really, really looking slim. Yes. It's looking slim, but then as long as he gets to finish second or third, he would definitely win it. It's just going to be when will he win the title and not if
right?
he will win it.
You're
That's the way
sure
it sounds right
Cecilia?
Now. Yeah, I think so. You talked about mechanical failure, but I think Mercedes have to be very, very careful. Because for me, I think this year they're actually trying to favor him more. Because some things that happen to Lewis Hamilton, I really can't explain. Allegedly, fine. But this is a guy who has been racing so well. But somehow, he has not been able to win. So it's always very difficult. You wouldn't want to have 2 good drivers and just have one always dominating and always winning. So when they get to share it sometimes, I think it's just both of them are winning year in, year out. There's going to be a healthy rivalry. But if one person keeps winning, the rivalry will definitely not be healthy anymore.
You're even trying to justify your allegations of Cecilia. I mean, that was Lewis Hamilton's first win since July. So that's a long time for Hamilton to go on without winning a Grand Prix. He's done it now. All he has to do is skip the pressure on Nico Rosberg and see if the pressure will get to him and he's going to make mistakes, and that's what really matters, Cecilia. So let's just go and take reactions from Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, as well as Daniel Ricciardo after the US Grand Prix.
Obviously, the plan was to try and get both Mercedes. We at least got Nico, which was a positive. And then we were looking like we were holding second quite well. And then the virtual safety car, it is what it is. It's a bit of a frustrating one sometimes. You know, Nico was able to jump me through that procedure, and a bit of a shame. Obviously, I think we would have had a good fight at the end. Yeah. So sorry about that, but a bit out of my control.
Yeah, I mean, I lost out a bit at the start, unfortunately. Then gave it everything to come back, and you know, second place is okay. It's damage limitation today, of course. I wanted to win here in America. That would have been awesome, but it wasn't to be. Next time, maybe.
Were you playing the percentages? Like, come on. Were you playing safe a little bit?
No, definitely not. I was going for it, flat out, all the way to the end.
This has always been good hunting ground for me. I love being here in the States. Very much feels like home. And as I said, look, we've had some incredible support here this weekend, which I'm so thankful for. So a big thank you to everyone. And the team did a great job this weekend to put us both up there. So I feel very proud to be a part of it.
Welcome back to Channel Sport this morning. Cecilia.
You definitely feel at home there, right?
Yeah,
especially when you're being interviewed by Gerard Butler.
Incredible stuff, right?
Nothing better than that.
Apparently, he's one of your favorites, Gerard Butler. Cecilia, before we go on from Formula One now, I mean, the next race is Sunday in Mexico. I mean, what do you think is going to happen in that one? Do you think it's going to be more of the same? 1-2, right?
Except a mechanical failure. Okay, 1-2,
yeah.
Except a mechanical failure, then something else might happen. But I think Rosberg will win.
Oh, okay.
10th race of the season.
Okay, I'll remind you on
that.
Monday, Cecilia. I'll remind you.
Don't make me to apologize the next day. Okay, we'll go straight to tennis now, talking about the Governor's Cup. It ended on Saturday, and of course, as expected, Perez says he actually came here to win, and that's the only way he will be happy, because he isn't just here to keep match fitness or anything. He needed a point to get into the top 100 and get to play in the Australian Open. And of course, he's going to play in the qualifiers in January. Also, Karen, talking about the Swiss lady who also, won her own race. She also is targeting the Australian Open. That's the main target here. Yeah. Match fitness, get the points, and, being competitive and get to be in a Grand Slam is always their dream, Tayo.
Yeah, Cecilia, you're spot on. I mean, Enrique Lopez Perez head and shoulders above the other guys who came to the Lagos Governor's Cup. Very good player, but it was good to see that, it wasn't he didn't have it all his way in the final, because he won that one 7-5, 7-5, beating the Nigerian French guy in 1 hour, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So a good win for him. This guy, even if it wasn't for injuries, would probably be, a regular on the ATP tour now. But he's suffered injuries in recent times, so he's trying to build again, and that's why he's come here. He's won the first leg, he's won the second leg, and I won't be surprised after this. Before the end of the year, he breaks into the top 100. At the moment, he's 172 in the world, Cecilia. So, no surprises for me at all.
Yeah, no surprises. And for me, I think Henry Calvi actually gave a fight.
Yeah, it did.
Because the crowd was actually behind him. Everyone was supporting him. So people were like, okay, what's it about this guy? Why is it the one that's being favored here? And when you now discover that, look, not just the fact that he's from France, he's a French guy, he's also a Nigerian, dual nationality, and so the Nigerians actually sensed that, and the support was definitely all for him all through the race. And even when he was coming out, from the court and all that after losing, I mean, he got more support than even the guy who won. So he said he actually felt as if he was actually playing at home.
Exactly. I mean, for obvious reasons, the crowd, was partisan, in favor of Calvin, and I think they actually spurred him on, to give a very good match to Enrique Lopez and Perez. Good win for Perez, like I said as well too. But in the female category, that one was very, very interesting because the two ladies met in the final of the first leg, and they met again this time around, and you were wondering, okay, where's the pendulum going to swing? and we know where it swung eventually as Connie Perrin of Switzerland beat Tajeha Mejeri of Slovenia 6-3, 6-3 to claim the title, as well as $3,000. Cecilia, that's good money to take back to our country.